G'day gamers, Ranger Tony here, back with Black Geyser, Couriers of Darkness. In our last stream, we spent a few hours, we actually spent 2 hours going through the character creation and then about an hour or so of gameplay. And I said at the end, because you get a Dwarven Fighter, I think, I didn't actually check what class he was, and you get a Feldgug Spell Weaver, and I was playing a Feldgug Winter Mage, and I thought, I want a spellcaster in my party, definitely, but you get one very early on. So let's play as a ranger. I wasn't overly happy with the ranger class, but we're going to try that anyway. Because I want to see, a little bit about how we do as, a real hardcore ranger. I find the mythology world building here really interesting because every race started from humans. You've got the humans, and then a god took some of them and made elves, and then a god took some of them and made dwarves, and another group of elves and made the Feldgug. And the only thing you don't know is where the Rillian or the Rillo come from. So anyway, I don't know whether to do
my blade is sure, my arrow true,
an elven ranger or not. The thing that's really weird is we get extra damage from weapons made of wood. And I just don't know. But the extra bow damage means a ranger is going to be really good. And the extra dexterity. And you've got all those resistances. So I think it's the way to go. So let's just do it.
I shall be your guide to the wilds of Yeringal.
Yes, I know you shall. Let's see what they give us. 10 for physique, 9 for dex. No. 8 for intelligence, 7 for focus. No. Charisma 8, supernatural 3. I've got no problems with the charisma 8, supernatural 3. But I think we're going to take a little bit off focus. Sorry, a little bit off physique. I want focus higher and I want dex higher. And I'm not entirely sure I even want the intelligence that high, or charisma, to be honest. But it does seem like if you go below 8, you seem to get a penalty on some of these. So maybe we take away some supernatural, and then I can get focus to 10. Oh, I can only get to 9. That'll do. That'll do. I don't want to go too low on supernatural and really screw myself up. Now, we've got only 10 points now because of the lesser supernatural. We only have 10 points to distribute here. I'm going to put 5 points in poison and acid and 5 points in cold. Did we get as a elf? No, we don't get any benefits to those. And as a ranger, no, we don't get anything to poison or cold. That's fine. Okay, I'm happy with that. We're going to take bargaining and persuasion there. Seasoned warrior. We do get a level fairly soon. So outdoor survival is not going to be a big thing. So we'll take seasoned warrior. We've only got 3 points to spend. This is where it gets interesting because I don't know. Like, I really just, I'm going to put all first 3 points into bows and arrows. Get that as good as possible. Shattering shot. Vigilance. Should I go multiple into shattering shot? Prolonged berserk, I don't think is that useful to me. Yeah, let's go double shattering shot. It's different. Let's just do it. Appearance. What happens when I say auto assign? That's an elven ranger? I'm sorry, that's a dwarf. Let's just go completely bald and clean shaven, shall we? We can't get my beard because they didn't add it as an option. Maybe someone will have created a mod already that adds extra beards and hairs and stuff. Skin, I don't want quite so pale. That's better. There's okay, we'll go red eyes. Hair color, dark brown. No, we'll go black. And we'll stick with the default minor and major colors. See what they look like. If we don't like them, we'll change them later. It doesn't make sense. But this is Ranger Tony, so...
Yeah? It's nice to be needed.
There's no option to turn them all off. So I'm going to leave Scoundrel on. And we're going to stay with Classic because that's what we were in before. And...
Why not?
yeah, I'll put it on. I'll put the main quest guidance thing on, but we might turn it off a little bit later. We'll see. It was a bit annoying last time. And I don't know how long it lasts for, so...
Oh, why didn't I look here first? And more to the point, why must I come fetch you for every little... Why am I not reassured? Listen, the lords from Isselbright are already here and waiting to be served. And for goodness sake, don't forget to gather your things from your chest before you come to table.
Right. I don't like that coloration, those colors, so we're going to change that. We are a ranger after all. Why is it? Okay, for some reason, whatever that serving Gambison is, maybe swap those colours around. I almost liked it the other way, you know. Almost liked it more, I mean. Let's do that. All right. Yeah, side quests, journal, compendium, close. Move your character to using the left mouse button. Map. That's where I'm supposed to be going. Okay. The greed in the world is 55. What happens
I'll do it.
if I start searching through everything? I am curious if this is going to affect the greed in the world or not. Bracelet and some more gold. Fallen Prince's Tail. Nothing in there. Nothing at the moment affecting the greed. That's where he's supposedly kept his blade. Probably not touch it. Yeah, right. That's my room there.
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
What's in here? Nothing. Potion of cure-all recipe. Identify. Multiple books. Like, am I going to get in trouble for... Yeah, why the hell did I go all the way around that way? Oh, I had to from there. Right, yes, I see. Yeah, that's my stuff. I don't want to get stuff out of there just yet. Gloves.
Of course.
And so what happens if I try and go into this with the guards there? Is that going to be a problem? Nope. Okay, now let's get my stuff out of the room. Give me your actual bow, please. That's disappointing. Find in there. Find in there. All right.
Hello! At last! Ugh, don't go twisting an ankle and all your...
Walcra, let me just... last time I made a little note for myself. W, L, W, J is A, and V and E, M. Alright, let's pick up this stuff. Go.
Hello. Oh, the
So,
staff. I
Wallcraft.
was starting to wonder if you'd all fallen ill with the plague or something. Huh.
Wine.
Ugh, the carriage was quite stuffy, and my throat is sorely parched. Just what I
Feed.
wanted for...
Hello.
You're here, finally.
Feed.
Good.
Hello. Yes, yes, get on with it.
Larenthal is wine.
I suppose you...
And last
Well?
guy is ale.
You know.
Shall we do business, gentlemen? Gentle ladies?
Yes, let's. We are convened to discuss the situation with Deron Gould. What has been rumored and suspected for so long has finally come to pass. A council of nobles with mining interests in the town have declared themselves independent from the crown of Isilmarald.
I don't like this dirty business, sending a list of grievances to the king. Sounds more like the actions of a bunch of uppity peasant farmers than nobility. There are ways these things are done.
And there are ways that kingdoms may crumble. I understand your feelings on the matter, Lady Larenthal, but Darren Gould enjoys the sympathies of many important persons here in the north, and I number myself among them. What's more, there have already been defections among the Isilmarald nobility, most recently Aldnar.
She speaks of your son, Lord Espen, who chose to forsake his birthright to join the rebels.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Lady Larenthal, for reminding me. And I'll thank you, Lady Virilyn, not to speak his name on this estate, nor in my hearing again.
Just one moment. Would that be doing that? If that's any better.
Why, I will...
But you won't.
Whatever the loyalties of, the young Lord of House Espen, the southern nobles have many legitimate complaints. Heavy, some say ruinous taxation, delayed shipments thanks to the Crown's regime of inspections and checkpoints, the King's insistence that Deron Gould's military, even the town watch, must be trained in the north. It's quite a list.
Yes, it's all very sad. I'm sure they toss and turn the night away on their beds of gold bars. Taxation and bureaucracy are simply the facts of managing a prosperous nation, of keeping our enemies at arm's length. How long would their precious mines keep producing without the king's protection?
Did you know, I heard this rebellion was prompted in part by a belief making the rounds in Deron Gould that the king himself is cursed.
Oh my! What exceptional nonsense!
Have they been breathing the fumes of their own minds?
All right, very amusing. But like Lady Varellin, I am not unsympathetic to our southern friends. Surely some of Isilbright's rules and dictums could be culled, especially if it means avoiding war. A much more costly proposition than losing a handful of coin in taxes.
Wise counsel, my friend, but I fear the time for compromise is already past. The message from Deron Gould was deliberately provocative, leaving the king no way to negotiate or save face. The time has come, lords and ladies, for us to commit our forces and our purses to our rightful liege and crush Deron Gould.
That voice actor sounds a lot like the voice from the voice of the narrator from the original Diablo game. I don't know why I just noticed that, that memory came to, but it does.
Or throw in with the rebels. They have the gold, they have a well-trained army, and most importantly, they control the mines. In a conflict of any significant length, having control of the source of the kingdom's metals means they must only outlast the North, rather than outright defeat her.
You there. What is your opinion on recent developments?
You're asking the errand boy? What does...
Kindly do not interrupt me while sitting at my table, Lady Larenthal. Well, speak up.
A peaceful solution.
Very noble of you. I agree that the value of gold must be held cheap against the value of doing the honorable thing.
My ladies, my lords, we are under attack. Please take shelter at once. Perhaps the cellar. You may wish to arm yourselves, my lords. They make no secret of their allegiance. They fly the banners of Darong Gould. That one was far at the back. All I could see of him was his vibrant red hair like a flame.
Aldana.
Too little, I'm afraid. Their numbers are overwhelming. We were forced to fall back to the main gate, and they're already...
Surely they will listen to reason, wherever they're from.
They won't kill us out of hand like so many soldiers. They wouldn't dare. Right?
Calmly, my friends. Let's all go out to meet them. They're not bandits after all.
Yes, go ahead. You have my blessing to speak on my behalf if it's of any use.
You? What? Where are you going?
Come with me. Make haste.
Okay, first things first, let's pause. There was a bracelet unidentified there, but there is an identify scroll. I don't know how to use that, obviously. I don't really want to be using a football, but it's the only weapon I've got. Let's put the armor on. Let's load all that up. Let's load that up. Put those gloves on, even though they're probably not going to help much. Voices in the woods. It's a spooky, unnatural, crooked tree. Okay. Okay, whatever that is. Okay, so we now know that recipe. And then let's read that. We know that recipe. Not that we're necessarily going to use it. Fallen Prince's Tale. Potion of Healing. And Red Comb. Poisonous, no. Traits for viewing, curing, and fortifying. Interesting. Infusion of berry juice. Potion of relaxation. Plus 25 resistance to arousal. And 10% aim and accuracy for the next attack. Okay. Probably, I'm not gonna... Can I put that in the general consumables? And does that then mean I can use it? Because I want to find out what that bracelet is. Oh, and we still got those quest items on us. Right. No, it won't let me use that. The other thing, I go to spell books. Okay, I don't have spells available, so that means got those. Earned Company, Force Lock, Shattering Shot. I don't want to use it.
On my way.
Give me a bow, my
and
lord.
you lot with me. The main and you.
combat has started. Okay. There we are. That's an archer.
Let's dance.
Let's try a shattering shot on him. Okay, I want that bow. And what else we dropped? Infantry arming sword. We got some more arrows. And ooh, claymore. That's what I want. Let's grab it all for now. But let's get. No. I want that. There. I want. Is that the claymore? That was. That. There. And some more arrows there. Which weapon have I got out now? Sword.
Time.
Let's try and get rid of that mage.
On my way.
Key. I thought it was W to swap weapons. No, of course it's not W to swap weapons. It is X. Right.
No! You've got this coming. No! No! Oh. I'll do it.
Oop, I'm carrying too much. Don't want the shields, I think. So let's drop that.
Now listen to me. Listen closely. This is important. You were never... Gods damn these Derangul swine. Behind me is my dressing chamber.
Maple short bow.
That seems like the place to be.
Right back.
Found you at last, Father. Didn't figure you would try and hide from your fate.
To be betrayed.
I've learned
So,
enough of your piety. It sickens me. But your last decision, at least, is the correct one. Hold still, Father.
All right.
Don't worry, my child. Your hardships are over for today. Get up, lazy boy. It's time to go to bed. What? Does this look like Rothgar's realm to you? You're in my hut. But no more questions for tonight. There's a cot over there.
Reed's still at 55. Good.
Wake up, lazy. Always sleeping, this one. Must have been raised by dream wraiths. Now, how about you make yourself useful and weed the garden? Take a look at this list.
Wooden half bracelet. +1 to focus. Sure. Can I identify that? I can. I don't know how I can, but I can.
I'll do it.
I had to talk to her after I read the list.
Oh, good, good. You know how to hit.
I'll do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's dance.
One section done. That's some of the map. That's some of the ingredients done, I think. Left control. Okay.
I'll go wherever I'm needed. Of course. Time to problem solve.
First miss shot I've had in a while.
On my way.
Was all of the spiders? I have slain, yep. G'day, St. Salvius, how you doing? Didn't go over the bridge last time, but I feel it might be interesting to come over here and see what's around. And it's not a lot, to be honest. Uh-oh. That's a ghoul.
You've got this coming.
I wish I could see health. Badly injured. Beautiful.
That seems like the place to be.
Any more of them? Looks like we're good. What does that little arrow mean? Oh, that means I'm moving. What do I think of this game? Right. So I've only got a few hours into it. About 4 hours at this point. I don't know. I was a little disappointed. In the first stream earlier today, I started as a Feldegug Winter Mage. And that was all right.
I'll do it.
But I feel there's a lot of information that they don't give you in the game. Particularly during the character creation. Like, it explains some abilities, and it talks about, oh, this ability adds these status effects. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever they are. But they don't tell you what those status effects actually do. And it's not until you've actually, you know, then got in here to the game and had a look at something, you know, and look at one of the class skills, for example, and where's probably not going to see anything now. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to see anything. But yeah, it's really weird how they don't... Okay, so Shattering Shot. It gives you brittle, exposed, and softened. And those are highlighted like that in the text when you're in the character creation, but you can't get your mouse over them because the little pop-up window that they're in disappears. So you don't get to see that, oh, well, brittled does decrease resistance to pulse and blow, exposed does decreased resistance to stabbing, and softened does decreased resistance to slashing. So it makes it hard to make some decisions on what you want to do with your character because a lot of the information just isn't there and isn't available. And it's also, I mean, the spells that I saw on the characters, they're all right. They're nothing to write home about. They're only first level spells, of course. But the big issue that I had was that as a spellcaster, I like, as I mentioned the other day, I like my ability in, say, Pathfinder to be able to just cast cantrips all day long to do just a little bit of damage. You know, it doesn't have to be a lot, but that little bit of damage that those cantrips can do seems quite good. That seems like a good option. And you don't have this here, so you find that your spellcaster, you're having to give them a weapon. And I felt like I really should have... I gave mine a staff, but I felt like the weapon I should have given them at the start, the skill in a weapon that I should have given them at the start was in slings. Because, you know, you don't really want to get in close as a spellcaster. You want to maintain your distance. And I'm finding here that this character with a bow, backing it up with a sword, is working really well. But there's just a lot of little things. Like I feel the ranger is a bit underdone because the fighter gets 5 weapon points that they can use. The Highlander, which is basically a barbarian, gets 4 weapon points that they can assign, and the ranger gets 3. Now, I know the ranger does get some other bonuses with their ability to attack various undeads with bonus damage and stuff, but, you know, the Highlander got some bonuses as well. And it almost felt like, and I said it in the last video, it almost felt like I could create a better ranger by just starting as a fighter and using those extra weapon skills to maximize my bows and arrows skill as much as possible. So put all 5 points in it at the start. And I think I had like 47% chance to hit rather than the 35 that I've got here. You know, and I'm going, well, even the bonus that the ranger is going to get based on attacking the undead is probably not going to make up for the fact that the fighter can start with two extra levels in that, which is a total of like 8 extra points. Yeah, it just, I'm not sure that it's quite balanced. And then the minor things then are
On my way.
I didn't like some of the spell selections that are available for the different classes. I didn't talk to you then, did I, to tell you that that was all done? Hang on a sec. I want to double check something. So the greed mechanic. The greed is currently 55. I'm going to quick save. Now, last time I did this, I talked to him. I said, yes, we're all done. And then I said, thank you, I'm going to prepare. It's good to be prepared for anything. Right? Here you are then, and thank you. And immediately, the world greed grew by 1. Party greed grew by 1. Whereas if I reload, and talk to him again, and I don't accept the reward, which seems a little strange to me, but anyway, no thank you, keep the antidote, who knows what perils you might face. And then in that case, party greed decreased by 3, party reputation increased by 1. Okay, so that is good. So basically, like, and I've only just come up with this. Well, not really, but I was thinking about this whole greed thing, and that's why I decided to buy the game. I went, okay, maybe I'm looking, because originally I wasn't going to play it because I thought the whole greed mechanic was going to be like really dark and gloomy. I thought the world was actually going to start with a high greed and you had to sort of drag it back down. But no, it's starting with greed low, it's going to ramp up, but you're trying to draw it back, and you know, you have to take it over. So that's fine. I can accept that. But yeah, so the game is basically saying, well, you shouldn't accept a reward for everything that you're doing because that's greedy. I'm not sure I agree with that. That's not really greed. If someone, it's almost, in some ways, it's almost rude not to accept when someone offers you something. It's not really greedy. It's not like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't necessarily agree that that is greedy, but that's fine. Party greed is decreased by 3. Does that mean that the world greed is now down to 52? No. So there's party level greed. Where do I even see that? Is that over here in the party manager, party sheet? Do we have a greed here? No. So I don't know. There's no greed mentioned here, but it does have a party greed somewhere. See, that's the thing. There's lots of little bits of information that are not really there yet. But around the whole greed mechanic, there's one thing that I think they missed the opportunity to do. At least that's what it seems so far. So far, I had, with this character, with the previous character that I played for about an hour and a half, I was very careful. But with this character, I have looted absolutely everything I found in the world, right? So every container, everything that's around me that I'm allowed to open and take something from, I have taken it. I'm sorry, that is greedy. But that doesn't in any way seem to affect greed in the world. And I don't understand why. And if there is this party greed mechanic, I would really like to see where we can see it, because this is my personal information. That's fine. But this is the world greed. Where's the party's greed? It said the party's greed was decreased by 3. Is that this value here? Party greed, -3. Okay, it is. I thought this was personal qualities. I thought this was just me, but it's the party. Right, okay. That should say, like, party qualities, not personal qualities. But I feel that if I go around and loot every container, because it's one of those things that we always talk about. You go into these games, hell, some games have made jokes out of it, right? I can't remember the name of the game, but I saw this guy a couple of years ago. He was playing this really old RPG. Well, it wasn't that old. It looked actually a little bit like... which one of these did it look like? Damn it. Played it just a what? Kingdom of Amalur. The game looked a lot like Kingdom of Amalur, but it was a 3.5 edition D&D game set in the Forgotten Realms, and he was playing as a dwarf going through his dwarven fortress, blah, 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 blah. And there was this, he was going through, and there was all these barrels all around the mine, the dwarven mine that he was in, and he was smashing them all apart. And at one point, you go into this room, and there's the dwarven cooper who makes all of these barrels, bemoaning the fact that someone has been going around smashing all of his barrels, right? And it's this thing that we all talk about as gamers, is that, you know, you come into a situation like this and you're in this game and they give you all of this stuff that you can just loot. But quite frankly, you don't really own it. You're stealing. This is greedy to do that. And yet here is a game that focuses on greed as a mechanic. And the only real mechanic they have that specifies whether you are being greedy or not seems to be whether you accept the reward that someone wants to give you for helping them. And so as long as you don't accept the reward, you're not greedy and everything is good. But as soon as you accept the reward, your greed goes up. Yet you can walk around someone's castle and steal everything that is not nailed down, that isn't marked as, you know, steal this, like you can in Skyrim and Pathfinder and Baldur's Gate and all those sorts of games. And yet there's absolutely no consequences in this. And I think they missed the mark by not implementing that. That would have been the icing on the cake for this game. It would have been, because what they're saying with this mechanic is, you know, you want to be good. You should go and do these good actions for people out of the generosity of your own heart, and just do good for good's sake. Don't expect a reward for it, just do it. And I mean, that's they're words to live by in real life anyway. And then they let you just pick up anything that's lying around in the game that no one complains about it. Like, there was 2 guards in the Baron's castle. 2 guards just standing there, and I open up a cupboard right next to one of them and take everything out of it, and no one says a thing. And it's like, yeah, that's weird. That's not right. Yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts so far on the game. Apart from that, not a big thing. I would have changed, like, there was a couple of things when we looked at the class related information, right? So I'm playing a ranger, and it said and actually that's interesting because none of that information is available to me anymore. I can't see all of those informations that say, oh, Rangers get this bonus to this and that bonus to that. I'd like all that information still available here somewhere, but you can't see it unless you go new game and go and have a look at it on the character sheet. That information should be here, right? There should be information here that says, as a Ranger, here's the particular buffs and debuffs and bonuses and penalties that you get as your class. And there's no information on it. I can't click on Ranger or the racial stuff. I can't click on Elf. There's no information here about any of that. What was I saying now? I think I derailed myself. I meant to say something else. Yeah, there's just information missing that's not really presented very well to the player, and that they need to tighten that up a little bit. I might as well take bargaining and persuading out of these three when I'm leveling up, because I don't really have much use. I mean, I'm not using scrolls or spells. Well, I can. Actually, I don't think I even get. No, I do get spells at level 4. Maybe I will put a point into that right now. Let's not get too far ahead. Maybe that's a good idea. I definitely want outdoor survival here, because I feel like that was the other thing. I felt like, because I get Command Company and Force Locks and Doors as the first 2 skills. Everybody in the warrior group gets that. Well, I feel that a Ranger should be specialist in outdoor survival. I should have gotten 1 point in that without having to spend anything at the start of the game. Right? So just some little tweaks here and there that sort of, I feel, would have been a different way to do things. But the developers obviously had their reasons, and I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Let's get a couple of points in large blades, and then we'll put 1 more into bows. And then spells and abilities. I didn't take Prolonged Berserk because I didn't think it was really that useful to me. I've got 2 points in that already. I don't really feel like Vigilance is all that useful. I might take 1 point in Waylay right now. And there we go. We've leveled up. I'm sure there's going to be more things that I'm going to point out as the game goes along. But I think the greed mechanic, once I thought about it, because I thought the game was going to be dark and gloomy, it was going to be a little bit like a cross between Baldur's Gate and Darkest Dungeon sort of thing. Because also, a lot of the names of the conditions that apply to you, there's talk about anxiety and depression sort of terms, and these are some of the status effects, I think, that can happen to you, that can be used, that can be induced upon you with spells and potions and powders and all that sort of stuff. And I really wasn't interested in playing a game that pushes a lot of that stuff around. But I look at it now, and when I look at it, and I was rethinking it, and I thought, maybe the greed is, maybe I'm looking at the greed thing as a different way. Maybe this is finally a game where I can play, where the game is really pushing you to play as a hero. Whereas a lot of games sort of don't care these days, and a lot of games glorify the villainous part of things. And I don't know what's going to happen in this game if I won't do it. But if you were to just, you yourself, keep going down the greed route and you don't care about how much greed there is in the world, or you actively promote the greed, you actually push towards it, I don't know what's going to happen with that. It would be interesting to find out. I think I would like to see something negative happen. I would like to see there be something at the end of the game that is like, sorry, but you did all of this and you get right to the end. You were an evil SOB this entire time. And yes, you've finished, but, you're in the crap. You've done it wrong. You should not have done all of this. And now you're done for, or whatever. I would like to see that. I don't know if it's there. I don't know if it's ever going to be there, but it just feels like, yeah, that would be something that I feel it should do. Okay. Oh, the other thing that was really weird, playing the mage, the items across here were screwed up when I was playing the Winter Mage. And it was showing the base skills from a fighter across here at some point, until I actually clicked on the special abilities, and then it would show my spells. It was really weird, because it's like, I don't have any of these skills. Why are you giving me the option to go berserk when I'm not a fighter? I can't do this. The interface needs a little bit of work, in some ways. This thing doesn't remember where it's at. If you go to a new area or you reload a save, it didn't do it here, but at multiple times when I was playing before, this would drop back down to its default. I don't even know if you can move this. Can you? No, you can't. Or maybe, no. Anyway, it's annoying that, you know, I put this up here like this, and then 10 minutes later it's back down again. But there's some quality of life tweaks that definitely need to be done, and I think there needs to be a little bit more differentiation between some of the classes, because while they all have, there are some stat differences, like the difference between the scoundrel and the thief was so minimal that I looked at it and went, wow, what really is the difference here when we were going through all of the classes? I spent 2 hours in the other stream going through and looking at all the classes, reading all the descriptions of all the stuff, and trying to work out, you know, anything about it that might be interesting or whatever. And it really did. Like the scoundrel and the thief, so little difference between those two. And in fact, I don't know why anyone would play thief, because scoundrel is just ultimately better. There's the couple of little differences that there are between the scoundrel and the thief. It just seems like the scoundrel has all these bonuses and the thief just doesn't get them. And then some of the differentiations between the priestly classes were a little bit wishy-washy as well. And it was strange because it mentioned the shaman, for example. Some of the abilities that the shaman get, or one of the abilities that the shaman gets, is increased health of any of their summons. They don't start with any summoning spells. So you look at it and go, hang on, I get an improvement to my summons, but I can't summon anything yet. How does that work? That doesn't seem right. And there was another case like that as well. I think it was one of the... I think it was the Necromancer. The Necromancer can't actually summon... He gets bonuses to all of the undead that he summons, and he can't summon any at first level either. So just little things like that I would change. I would find some way to... I mean, you're a Necromancer, for crying out loud. That's what you do. Surely there's a really weak skeleton or something that can be summoned that would work. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway.
Good. You put your gloves on. You...
And the whole voice acting for this, look, it's good voice acting, but it would be nice if there was consistency. Either for one little part of the conversation, record all the dialogue, or none of it. Because you'll have one line of text from the character, and you'll click next. So you'll have one line voiced, you'll click next, there'll be no voice, you'll click next again, and they'll voice the next bit. And it's not even like you've come to this where you have to make a decision in the middle. It is literally 3 pages of text from the character with a pause for you to go next in the middle. And the first one's voiced, the second one isn't, the third one is voiced. Now, you know, this may be an indie development, this may be a small developer house, I don't know, I haven't really looked into all of that. But it would have been nice to have that little bit of consistency. Like, just don't voice some later conversation for this character. Leave that out. Just make that whole voice there done. And then, when I come to this next part, I'll have it all no voice. I don't have a problem with that. It just seems weird to... Because, like, me as a streamer, I'm like, should I read this out? Or should I wait half a second to see if they're going to start talking. You don't know. You get to the next page of text and it's like, oh, okay, I've got to talk because they're not going to. And then you'll click the next and you're just about to start talking to read the script and their voice cuts in and it's like, wow, okay. But overall, okay, don't get me wrong. Overall, I'm enjoying the game, okay, because I've actually been playing Pathfinder Kingmaker offline for the last few days. I got back in the mood for that sort of thing. And so I thought, you know what, let's just dive in and buy this. And so far, it's okay. The map and the navigation is all a little bit wonky. I think, like, trying to leave here and go to the next thing, there's really no direction. Should I leave by the north? Should I leave by the east? It doesn't tell you. I'm going to try leaving north this time, but I left east last time. And then, even when you leave east, it shows you that there's this road you can go to. So you go there, and it still doesn't tell you that, you're trying to get to this over here. Like, if there was something on the world map that said, here is where you need to go, you need to head in that direction, then you would know, oh, I should be leaving by the east here. But you don't get any of those clues, any of those hints. So in some cases, on the maps, they'll put the, frankly, a little bit annoying yellow circles that say you need to go here. And then other times they'll put nothing. And so there's a little bit of, inconsistency there that they could work on. I understand the story is pretty good though, so that's why I'm not, I'll mention these things when I find them, but I'm not going to make too much out of them, I hope. I hope no one's thinking that I'm, completely bagging this game or whatever. Let's just continue onwards, though. See, there was a voice line in the middle of all that when everything else around it wasn't there. And it finished with one that was unvoiced as well. So, yeah. Okay, I need to come into inventory, go to drying. I need to put that in there and that in there. And then I need to go to here and I need to grab that and put it down there and start the drying and then start the crushing. Talking so much, it's getting hoarse. And someone's torturing a cat. Okay.
Good, good, well and dried. Give me just a moment and... There, it's on the fire. Now we have a few precious moments to spare. We should talk. About talking.
Thank you, valuable lesson. I did that last time. Why did you save me? I kept an eye on Lord Esperon. He's a force of balance. Why are you keeping me here and making me do all these things? You're not ready. Who are you really? That's one question I won't answer. What is it I must accomplish? Pardon me, I misspoke. That's two questions I can't answer. Is the stew almost ready?
Now, when you leave here, the world you knew yesterday will be gone.
Go on.
The attack on the Espen estate was only the first spark of a consuming fire, I am afraid. Much will be lost to strife and war. There are worse things than war, though. There is something you must understand before you leave here. A great and terrible curse has fallen over Isilmarald and much of the rest of Yerengal. It drives men and women to madness. It starves the prince and turns the pauper to a life of desperation. It is the essence of avarice itself. A curse of greed spreads through the land.
Greed? What do you mean?
A terrible covetousness that hides in mortal hearts. It is among the darkest of dreams. But this is no normal greed, no. There is magic behind it. No mere apprentice's cantrip either. It is most dangerous, and you must understand that. Ah, the stew is done now. Just let it cool.
You're a bit of a fighter, aren't you? How to swing a weapon. Born and trained. Muckle and cocksurety. Real test of warrior isn't confidence or muscle. To stay alive long enough to become a veteran, you need a brain. See that chest over in there in the corner? It's locked, and you don't look like the kind of boy who spent time fiddling with mechanics. Go on and open it for me. So I have to go here, and I have to go force lock. If you want to learn to inspire your allies to follow your orders, it's important that you practice. Tell me what you want to do as we fight.
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
Oh, it's a white rider. Oh. Okay. She's going to help in the combat. What do you got? Abolish curse and dream. You don't have any. Oh, you got lots. No. Don't have any spells. How about you go over to there? Slightly injured. Might move. Oh no, hang on. I wanted me.
Of course.
Move back over to there.
Time to problem solve.
There we go. Didn't want you getting into the battle. Oh! Hit and run, phalanx, hunters in the dark. Oh. Oh. Now, where was the information about these earlier? And the list has disappeared down the bottom. Evasive actions, havoc, archer line, wolf pack. I'm assuming wolf pack is the last of them. It feels like there's another one after that, but I wish I could move that up, but I cannot.
Yeah?
Oh, you right-click on it. Takes effect after resting. That's the perk I want. Very good. You're learning your way around a fight. Remember that you often won't be alone on the battlefield. Now, what was it? Yes. Stews cooked and cooled.
I see that look in your eye again. No more questions for today. Eat your stew and get some rest.
I just rested, for crying out loud. Push back to the bow. Carrying too much still, aren't I? What is that potion? Relaxation.
Good morning. I fear that our time together is nearing an end.
Thanks for all your help. What's going out in the world I need to be ready for? Conflict. Great things are coming. More you cannot say. Is that all?
Yes, that is the gist of it. Things were put in motion all over Yerengel since I plucked you from your father's house.
Are you telling me that? No voice. Lord Esperin was your father? Yes. Not even human. How can he be my father? Deities were your mother's midwives. That makes no sense. Just saying. Born into a treacherous world. Like how? Oh, not even going to get there. How? Just because the deities were your midwives, that doesn't explain how you were fathered from human father when you're an elf. Because midwifing comes way after the conception. So, yeah. Right. So we have to head into the main city. He killed our father. Thank you again for the sage advice. Be safe, my child. And we got another level up.
Needed.
Might as well take bargaining and persuasion. The class skill I want there. We're at 20% there. Let's do one more in outdoor survival for the moment. That's to 25. That's good. And then we need more points into weapons. So I'm going to go 2 more points into that and 1 more into that. Travel to Iselbright. We're still carrying a little bit too much. Actually, we've got all these stones we don't need. Let's drop them, because I'm sure they are worth absolutely nothing. Although, they only have 3 arrows left. How much? That actually doesn't have a damage associated with it. It only has a range. So these are having the damage. 1 to 6 stabbing. 1 to 5 pulse. And that has a range of 10 and attack time 3.5. That has a range of 8 and an attack time of 3. I don't really want the Worcester ball. I mean, it was worth 35, so maybe it is worth selling. How much does that sell for? 10. I feel like the woolen gloves are actually a little bit better for me at the moment. I don't need the brewing and drying bonus. I mean, I probably do, but... So we're going to keep the sling ready to go, so that if we run out of arrows, we're all good. Now, I know there's a merchant coming up, so maybe... Large blades... It actually tells you over here. So, long swords and great swords. And then small blades are daggers and short swords. And interestingly, short swords are slashing. And daggers are piercing. And I think that's actually a good thing. I like that. I mentioned that in the last stream as well. So I probably could pick up that staff now, couldn't I? How much does that weigh? 3 pounds. Because at least I can sell the staff. Nothing else. And I'm at full carrying capacity. I can't wait to get rid of all of this stuff. Basically, I shouldn't have picked it all up. greed. So yeah, it shows me I can leave that way, I can leave that way, I can leave that way, or I can leave that way. So let's leave this way and see what happens. Does it just say, well, the next way to go?
I'll do it.
Yeah, it doesn't give me an option to travel anywhere up there. It's just the roads and the merchant's road down this way. So it was really use a different exit to unlock this area. Well, there you go. I can't even go that way. So why didn't, like earlier when we had to leave, there had to be there was a little circle saying go in that direction. So I have a claymore at the moment, which is a large blade. I don't know what other sort of large blades are included, but I guess we'll see as the game progresses. I am going to be so weighed down because there is so much loot to get on this next screen. Maybe what I should do is get the dwarf, get him to pick it all up. That would make sense. I didn't explore this area at all last time I was here either, so let's just quickly do that. Oh. That is a wolf, and it is aggressive.
Let's dance.
And this could very well be... No, I was going to say this could be the end of me, but apparently I can take out 2 wolves without any real problems. I didn't pick that other one up, did I? No. Stick to the road, meet the dwarf, go up to the traveling merchant, sell everything, and then come back here and loot the place blind.
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
And sell back to the merchant again.
I'm listening. A sorry sight it is.
Did you have some part in this?
No. The wars of men are none of mine. Praise the stone. I am Helgenhar. Call me Helga, that's too much of a mouthful.
You know why they were fighting?
That's a serious question. Even a league beneath the Skeg Mountains, everyone knows of the war.
I see some of the library of Isilbright and their foes are also in uniform and therefore not bandits or fugitives. You're a man of war then, unlucky to wear no such livery yourself.
Anyway, this was one of the smaller battles between the Isilbright and Derangurd.
Since we're on the same road, why don't we walk it together? I was thinking the same thing myself, but by both habit and predilection, I am always careful of my companions. Tell me what brings you here. Last time I gave him the full story, so I might as well do it again.
Wow, that's quite a tale. If I was a bard, I'd be taking notes right now. It stands to reason that with your father dead, you are the heir to his estate.
If only there was somewhere all my questions could be resolved.
This is the road to Isilbright, you know. Capital of Silmarils, and also the world capital of noble titles.
The city's Hall of Records boasts the largest collection of histories in Yerangale. I myself am planning to visit to research some family matters. Why don't we would do what you would do wise to do the same. Sounds like a good place I need to go. Care to join me?
Excellent. Onwards to Isilbright.
While you got one of your you can interact with
listening.
them. So I can interact, and that's enough for now. I'll talk to you in a minute. You have a level up. You are just a fighter. Category mortal. I hadn't noticed that before. That's an odd way of putting it. Put it that way. More bargaining and persuasion for you. Class skills. You can get a level in outdoor survival so that we're all doing better to heal each other after combat when we go and have a rest. And you are currently using an axe. So we're going to put all 5 of those points into battle axes to get you working very, very good with that weapon. There we go. Now, I also... Well, actually, for the moment, the formation we've got there, that'll be fine. I wish it was easier to transfer things between characters as well. Because, quite frankly, it really isn't. There we go. Now we've got enough inventory that we can raid all of these guys and pick up some stuff to sell. Got another candle if we want to do some brewing. So that is useful. Oh, I'm carrying too much again. So let's see, that is a chainmail halberd. Is that considered medium or heavy armor? Often as part of more complex armor sets like plate mail. It seems like I can use that. So let's equip that. And those are metal plated greaves. To me, I would consider that heavy armor. But the game obviously doesn't, because it will let me do it. Okay. Let's pass a couple of these. And there's the next problem with the game. I've just teleported a shirt of chainmail from here all the way over to there in one swift motion, which really shouldn't be possible. How are you going for carry weight? You're getting pretty close to it, so let's just chuck that in there.
Why not?
And that'll be good.
Of course.
For some reason, this dwarf walks faster than... He walked faster than me. Oh no, we're about the same speed in this one. He was walking faster than me yesterday. No, yesterday, this morning. I want to come back down this way to where the wolves were. See if there's anything else down here. There's a spider, which I'm just going to ignore. I don't know why I'm picking up all of these little things.
Time to problem solve.
I only have a single arrow left, which is a little bit annoying, but that's alright. There we go.
On my way.
No.
Yeah, that seems like the place to be.
All of us. More forest spiders. What are you? A forest kobold.
You've got this coming.
4 of them. Actually, I wanted him to wear these boots as well, didn't I? Because they're better armor than the boots he's got. Nice kilt there, mate. Ooh, fine leather belt. and a dried ash tick. Really? I don't want the stones. Okay, I think we're getting at a point now.
Why not?
We've got to sell some stuff.
I'll do it.
So let's come up here and find our way to this other merchant. Hopefully we won't run into any more baddies, because I want some arrows. Like, real bad. There he is. Good day, concert. On your way to Isilbrod, right? A wise choice given the circumstances. It's been several days since I fled Goldburn. Plague struck. What plague? You haven't heard. Living at the bottom of the sea. Blah, blah, blah. Terrible illness. Been around for a while, but no one thought much of it until now. I come bringing wares. Care to take a look? Show me what you have, Gavin. With pleasure. I think this interface is a little bit clunky as well. Let's sell Holgenhar's stuff first. Let's just select all common, because he's not keeping any of this. He's selling it all. Although, let's unselect... no. Actually, can't remember whether what axe he is using. Maybe this keen battle axe is better than what he has. No, probably not. So if I go there, and I do that comparison, yeah, he's already using a keen battle axe, so we will sell that. Right. If I go sell all common, what is that going to do? Yeah, that's probably a bit more than I want. Keep the sling. I don't need that. I'll keep the stones. Powder of annoyance. I don't want the relaxation for the moment. I've got those recipes learnt already. I don't know that there is... I don't know if there is... durability? Doesn't look like it. So I don't think I need to have multiple bows on me. I'm not sure I read that recipe. I might leave that for the moment. All right. Do you have flight arrows that do 1 to 6 damage? Do you have any other sorts of arrows? No. How many flight arrows do you have? 300. $2 gold for 30. Is that going to be 60 gold? No. All right. That's 60 arrows. Let's leave it at that for the moment. Let's not go nuts, because I'm trying to put a touch of realism here, and carrying 50 stones and 60 arrows plus a shepherd's sling and a bow. Yeah, it's not bad, Sock. There's lots of little things that I would change in it. There's a lack of information in a lot of ways, but I'm trying to work with it. I'm we're seeing how we go. There's lots of massaging I would do to the game. For example, there's not a lot of difference between some of the classes. And yeah, it's just, it seems a little bit,
Of course.
a little bit different at times. I need to put those arrows up there. I might put those sling stones there. Wasn't sure if I have read that. Okay, very good. I will sell that at a later date. And then you... What does that belt do? Extra 2% dodge chance.
Why not?
Yes, please.
It's nice to be needed. On my way.
See, the main thing for me about this game is I'm looking for an interesting story. The biggest thing I have against the game... Oh, hello, Wolf. The biggest thing, and I mentioned this just earlier, the game... Oh, look at that. It did that again, where it keeps losing where this is set. The whole premise of this game is greed is bad, right? But it doesn't stop you from looting every container that you find in the world. I feel that if you loot everything that you find, that should increase your greed, but it doesn't seem to. So I think they missed an opportunity there to sort of push that angle a little bit more and say, well, yes, this is why greed is bad. We're going to show you that greed is bad by saying that, you know, if you're going to loot absolutely everything, you're going to pay the consequences for it. Unless you don't care about the greed aspect. Which I'm sure some people won't. Hand of Mercy scroll. I don't think I can learn that. No, I can't. I wonder if I should keep it, though, for when I do get to level 4. Because I'm at level 3 already, aren't I? I'm not far from level 4. I might be able to learn that spell.
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
Actually, I could be wrong. Rangers might not get spells at level 4. I can't remember now.
Here we go again.
And that's one of the problems I said in the game. There's no... Like, after you've chosen your class, there's nowhere to reread that class information in-game. So I can't refresh myself on things like when I get certain skills and such. So. Well, there's a very obvious greed meter in the game. I'll show it in a sec. I just wanted to make sure I didn't run into anything nasty. But there is this greed mechanic here, which I actually thought was a little bit different. This says personal qualities, so I thought this was me, but it's not. This is the party greed. And our party greed at the moment is at -3, which is good. Despite the fact that I am looting every corpse and raiding every barrel and all of that. And then the world greed is currently at 105. I don't know how that just went up, because that was only at 55 a minute ago. It's now at 105. Is that because I'm doing stuff that is causing greed? I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Because I haven't been paying attention to see if there is something that has been happening to increase greed in the world. Did I get a whole bunch of greed then for selling all that stuff that I found? We might have, but I would have thought, no, it can't be me that's causing that, because that didn't increase the party greed.
Of course.
So yeah, there's a lot of unknown stuff here about how the greed mechanic works, at least unknown to me just at this time. It might become clearer at some future point. But yeah, I think you're right. It would be good. I feel what the hidden mechanics should be, and I have no idea if this is in the game or not, and I mentioned this earlier. Like, the game feels like it's trying to be a little bit preachy. It's trying to teach you that greed is bad, right? Because greed is the mechanic in this story. And so the thing is, like, so what happened is there was a quest earlier where I helped a druid to clear out these nasty spiders, not these ones, but some other spiders in this forest section, right? And at the end of the quest, he offers to give me a cure potion. Now, if I took the cure potion... Oh, there was a wolf spotted. If I took the cure potion, it increased the party greed. But if I said, oh no, you keep the potion, it decreased the party greed. Right? So they're basically saying that all of those games that you've played in the past, where people offer you some money to have done something, they often gave you the choice to say, no, you keep it, or you would say, yep, sure, I'll take that money. Sometimes there was never a choice. It was just, you do the mission, you get the money, right? But this game, if someone offers you something because you helped them, you're supposed to say no. Otherwise, you're greedy, and you're increasing greed in the world. But you can loot the hell out of anything you find, and it doesn't change your party's greed. I have gone through this entire map segment here, killed everything I found, looted dead bodies from a battle, and sold that loot to the first trader I found. No problem with my reputation. I am still the good guy. And I think that's where they missed it a little bit in the mechanics of the game. But still, I think it's an interesting concept to have that mechanic there that says, you know, there is this concept of greed in the world, and you're trying to reduce the greed. And so when I'm interacting with other people, I have to try and remember to not be greedy, which isn't hard for me. I don't have a problem doing that. You know, but yeah, it is definitely an interesting mechanic. I just think they didn't go far enough with it, is what I'm saying. I don't think they've done a hugely bad job. They could have just gone further. That's all. You're kidding me. I had more than that to sell, surely. Oh, yeah. I have to keep clicking in... And what's this out of stock garbage? Why can I... How could I see something that he doesn't have in stock when he's out of stock? Okay. I don't need that. I don't need that. And I don't... Oh. I don't need that. There we go. And then close. Now, I feel like that's a potion of healing. That's a weak potion of healing. And that's berry juice. How do I split that? Good. Right-click splits. Very good. And that's potion of cure-all. Let's get one of those. You need that. You need that. And you need that.
I'm listening.
Beautiful.
Why not? It's nice to be needed.
Let's save. Did that even... Oh, yes, it did save right there. Very good.
That seems like the place to be.
Let's move on to the next area. Yeah, they might have done something like that, Sock, but I don't know. I would actually enjoy a game that rewarded you for not looting absolutely everything. I mean, there should be things that you can loot. You should be able to loot the bodies of things that, you know, that you have killed within reason. You shouldn't just be allowed to go and murder people and loot their bodies. Well, I mean, you should. If you murder someone and loot their body, the game should let you loot their body, but there should be repercussions for the murder. But it should just be that, well, you can't just go and walk into someone's house and loot it for everything you're worth and then walk out and there be no repercussions. Either the game should set it up so that you can't do that. If you do that, you're going to get caught and arrested. Or if you do that, it increases your greed or something. You know, it shouldn't just be a free-for-all. Yeah. And I mean, in some ways, the Skyrim Special Edition with the Special Edition patch is a bit more like that, because with the unofficial patch mod in Skyrim Special Edition or Anniversary Edition, whichever one, the unofficial patch mod sets a lot of items in the cities as stolen if you touch them. Even, you know, you walk along a street in one of the towns and there's a barrel. You open up that barrel, anything you take out of there is stealing. So, you know, they do that, and I think they do that pretty damn well. The original version of the game, without the unofficial patch mod, does let you loot the hell out of it, and it's not a problem. But, you know, actually, now that I think about it, there's another mechanic in here that I quite like. If you're playing a fighter character, right, you have this class skill here called Command Company, right? And what that allows you to do is click on this Command Company here, and there are a bunch of perks that you can select. Now, at first I thought, oh, maybe this is a little bit like the team feats that you could get in Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Wrath of the Righteous. But no, it's even better than that, because you as the commander pick which one of these feats you want. Now, they need to move that up a little bit because I'm not actually sure that Wolfpack is the bottom of the list. It seems to be, but I can pick these options and it applies to everybody. All we have to do is rest, and then from then on, that applies as just a passive buff to all of the party members when I am set up as the commander. And I think that's really cool. That's an interesting little mechanic, and I think it works well. Right, what are we're going in here. Yeah, I was just going to try and uncover more of the map, but I don't think we need to. Everything's good. There's no nasty creatures in here.
Yeah, I'll go wherever I'm needed.
I don't think the party formations are all that great, and it's actually a little bit annoying how you got to set them up. I would prefer this. So you're there, I'm there. I'm going to be aggressive. Consumables are going to be potions only. Spells and ability use, damage dealer. And area of effect use, cautious. That's fine for me. And then for Helg, I want you to be aggressive. I want you to use potions. I want you to be a tank. And we'll save that. And that's good.
Of course.
Yeah, the Fallout 3 model would probably be something that, you know, something similar anyway. You don't want completely copy things exactly, but just something to say, look, you know, stop letting me do all this stupid stuff. There's no need for it. Right. What are your feelings about the rebels are bad, okay? Market Street. Mention Southern Shore. What's so great about it? Your friend seems perfectly healthy to me. Perhaps this cure-all potion would help. There we go. Did that? No. See, here's the thing. Those guys were a bunch of hoodlums that wanted to extort some money. A bit like the guards outside Riften in Skyrim, right? We're not going to let you in unless you pay. We're here to... We're a bunch of ruffians. We're going to rough you up unless you pay us some money. But they've also noticed that one of their friends is a bit sick. So I just gave them... Rather than giving them money, I gave them a potion that might heal him. Surely that is being generous and not greedy. Why did that not lower my party greed? Says nothing about it having done it there. I'm sure if I go up here and check, I'm still at -3. I'm still at -3 party greed, and the world is still at 105. So, yeah. That interaction, I felt,
I'll do it.
Should have been a little bit different. Right. Now, actually, I want to modify that formation a little bit, but I've got to come over here to do it, which seems strange. You can only have 5 people in your party rather than 6. Well, that's interesting. I think we're just a little bit too close. That's better. Okay, we're gonna. This is the confusing thing. So, like, the quest says, the quest marker, find Southern Shore on Greyback Square. No markers, nothing indicating where that is. Right? If I go to the world map, there's still no indicator. Is that a square there? Is that a square there? That looks like the capital, like the center of town, the palace type of thing. So I don't think that location is where I need to go. It sounds like it's near the water, which is there. There's no water that I can see going through here. So unless this is where I'm supposed to go, maybe that is. But it's not highlighting anything. So, find the Southern Shore. Like, what does it say in the quest? Main quest. Yeah. It's just like... Some stuff in here is really confusing because I don't know where I'm going and it's the middle of the night. We're going to the Crooked Haggler. This is as far as I got in the last playthrough. I went to the pub and that was it. No, that's not where I want to go. Over here is where I want to go. You're just a commoner. You're not a trader of any sort. Okay. So this is a bunch of people outside talking about this girl, Bajala, and that there are nobles inside fawning all over her. We're going to go in there and we're going to talk to her and she'll join our party. This time I don't know how it's going to go, because last time I recognised that she was a mage because I was a mage. I was able to recognise it. This time it's not clear what we're going to be able to do to get our way through this. So these guys are all competing with each other to try and hit on her, and they want her to make a decision as to who she's going to take home or whatever, and she doesn't want anything to do with them. And so now we've got to try and break it up.
Yes? Lord Smedrick, as much as your poetry is alarmingly metaphorical, I still must insist that you speak to no one regarding your thoughts on my resemblance to a flower bud ready to open.
Let's see if learning and research, if I can make that check. Okay, I couldn't. Let's try bargaining and persuasion. Okay, so that worked. We got rid of them.
That was neatly done. Who do I have to thank for my rescue?
Yeah, it is hard not to recognise her as a mage, but what I'm saying is in the last one, because I was a mage and I have there's a skill that you have as a mage, which is how you can identify and talk. It's the conversation options as a mage. So that conversation option allowed me to recognise that she was so close to casting a spell on these guys. And so instead I interrupted in a way that made them think that their hair was on fire and they rushed out. And it's like, okay, that worked. But I'm not a mage this time, so I couldn't use that conversation option. So it wasn't clear as to how I was going to be able to get through that little thing. But the persuasion option was there. That worked for me this time, so that's good. Who do I have to thank for my rescue? Tony, glad to be of service.
I am Lady Viola of the Feldegug, darling of the court and spellweaver extraordinaire. But of course, you know all that.
Can't say that I do. You honestly don't know me, how delightful. Blah, 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 blah. Pleased to meet you. What brings you to the capital? Trying to learn about Lord Esperin, who was killed recently at his estates by the forces of the Duron Gold. What luck. I'll make sure you find what you wish to know, and thereby repay the good turn. Splendid. I do need the help. Good. I suggest we try the palace first, or the Hall of Records. So we now have her in our party.
Yes?
She is a Feldegug spell weaver. Ooh, what is that? She has the third eye. It's a diadem which allows her to summon a wolf once per day. Very nice. And the spell weaver earrings of arcane power that do absolutely nothing? No, 1 base 1, 2, and 3 slot. Very good. Does this do anything else? No. Oh, +1 to intelligence and +20 to cold resistance. And then she's got Vestments of the Prodigy. Grants Severin Sparkle once a day. Okay. Alchemist Gloves. Improves Dex. Lots of resistances. Brewing and drying. Very nice. Her ring grants snow once per day and +2 to focus. Man, she is just so... And even the boots. +5 to bargain and persuasion. Does the belt do anything? +2 to aim, +2 to dodge. Man, she is... And then she's got a dagger there, which has a +1 to critical chance. I don't know if all daggers have that, but that one certainly does. And then she's got the Brilliant Sapphire Staff, which grants even more base spell slots. 3 infusions of berry juice. let's check her spells. So she's got a spare slot here. We'll put another corrosive bolt into that. And some stone wall. She's got... Let's put another summon wolf there. What level is she? Level 3. Man, she had more spells than I did. I didn't have any second level spells yet. At level 3? Maybe I did and I didn't realise it.
I'm listening.
Yeah, you don't have spells. You have vigilance, though. Right, let's go to party management, and in the formation, let's put you down next to me. Let's do something like that for the moment. Actually, that's probably a little bit better. Duck to either side then. So you, we want to make aggressive. Consumables, potions, spells, summoner, area of effect, cautious. There we go. And it is middle of the night. Let's hire
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
No,
Yeah.
Let's hire a room for the night. I'd like to rent a room. Sure. Which one do you like? The basic room. The noble room for 10 golds a night. Why is... Each must be sent to a specific room? That's weird. So that... Is that going to cost us 30 gold, or is that going to cost us 10? Doesn't say how much it cost us. It only cost us 10, I think. I don't think it cost us 30. Right. I am not going to loot this place blind.
Of course.
We're going to head out. Actually, I don't know that I like that formation that I've got there. Let's do it like that for the moment. It's a little tight, but... travel to the Castle District. Find the southern shore on Greybank Square. I'm going to try traveling over here. And see, I'm going to just travel around the city and see if I can find this Greybank Square. Greybark Square. Also, there needs to be a follow command, a follow key that allows you to... Oh, there's Greybark Square now. Okay. There needs to be a follow key to follow the characters as they're moving across the map, because otherwise you've got to manually do it, and it's annoying. I can live without it, but it would be nice. Load times are a little long. They need to optimize to make that a little bit better. So we were looking for Southern Shore. There's the Southern Shore there. Ramshackle House, Witch's Dwelling, Pawn Shop. Really haven't gone shopping very much, but I don't need a huge amount of gear, although I do recognize that I went through a lot of arrows there earlier.
Yes?
I'm listening.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
no. I'll go wherever I'm needed.
We're all
It's nice. Of course.
doing it. Thank you. Ooh. Something is going on. What? Oh, someone ran into me. Thank you for stopping this miscreant. Thank Alnus. There are still a few honest systems to be found in Iselbright. I hope you're okay. Let's do the intelligence check. I don't have a huge amount of intelligence, but let's see what happens. I was unfortunately not so lucky. He looks like a snip of a boy, doesn't he? Not the type often see shopping for jewellery. When I left my establishment just now, I found myself missing a quite valuable piece.
You don't... You can't... How dare you, sir? Do you dare imply that I am a thief?
No, sir, I do not imply anything. I say outright that you are a thief. I say you came into my shop, the fruit of my several decades as a goldsmith, and filched my property from a display case I had briefly unlocked for the benefit of Lady Gildersby. And I say that a man should stick to beer or watered wine during the day, and I leave hard liquor and whiskey until evening, but we plainly disagree about that as well. Enough. Give him a hard shake, lads. That piece would pay both your wages for a month. I want that ring. Nothing. Check him again. Did you check his boots beneath his collar? Check the lining of his sleeves. His kind have a thousand tricks. Nope, nothing. He ain't got it, Master Moran. There you have it. No ring, no crime. I'll be the judge of that. Hold him for me, boys. I'm going to give you a friendly reminder to steer clear of my shop from now on. Unhand this man, you cowards. God save me. What? Now you want to protect this thief? Do you want to face him fairly without your hired thugs? Unbelievable. Come on, you two. We've already wasted half the day on this fool. This is going to be another companion for us. I'm going to let him be in my party. But I tell you what. He is not going to steal.
This is why I love the big city. Excitement, thrills, always meeting new people. Speaking of which, nice to meet you. Call me Hamlin, please.
Why is your hand in my pocket? Pardon, my hand? Well, I was thinking on the mystery of Master Moran's missing ring, and I noticed this tiny bulge just there. Indeed, I always assume that whatever I find in my pocket belongs to me. I will be keeping this. Oh, of course, it must be delightful to unexpected to discover such a precious thing in one's pocket. I hope myself to be so wealthy one day. You know, I believe you and I have something in common. We both have the aura of adventure about us. We are gentle people of the road, you and I, destined for things, greater things than farming or learning a trade. What say you throw in together? I am so tempted to do that. So basically, he pocketed the ring into my pocket so that he wouldn't get caught, is what happened there. I'm going to say yes. I am curious. We got a level. Did we get any negative repercussions from that? Because no, we did not. We're still unknown. The world's greed hasn't gone up. But Hanlon has a couple of levels to take. So, one general skill. Is learning and research going to be any use for him? Let's leave him without learning and that for the moment. Class skills. We definitely want him picking locks. And, oh, why does he not have no picking locks. He needs 2 points in disarm traps, please. And that's good. We don't want any shady dealings. We could, but we're not going to. And then he has small blades, bows, and arrows. That's actually quite good. Let's put 2 more points into bows and arrows. We're going to keep him in the background. Slayer's Intent, Dirty Blow, For the Eyes. Oh, this one makes me laugh. And Malicious Strike. And it doesn't tell you how many points you currently have in each one of these. I'm going to take Malicious Strike. And then I can't see any of that until I go... Where? I can't see any of that anywhere.
What is your wish?
Bargaining. Disarm traps. Pick locks. Bows and arrows. He's got 1 in that and 1 in that. Okay. Let's have a look at your gear. What do you have?
Would be nice.
Oh,
thank you.
Nothing. So we need to find a merchant and get you some gear. We need a bow for you. We need some arrows. What have we got in this thing here? We've got the Witch's Dwelling there, which I don't think is going to have much in the way of weapons. Adram's Tools of the Trade, right here.
Off I go.
No, all of us. We need to change the party setup. The formation. There we go. That's the new formation. Okay,
I'll do
Adram. What have you got, my man?
Can I help you?
Place is a little... Unfortunately, in the middle of packing up. I'm leaving for good, you see. I received an offer, the kind I can't afford to reject. Don't dare defy him. If you've got the coin to spend, now's the time to do so. One of his goons will ride a take over. The new places will be something to see, I'm sure of that. What do you have in stock? I mostly sell equipment for the working folk. Hammers, nails... Let's have a look. Blue Brigandine. Okay. There's a claymore, there's a dwarven hammer. Okay, more flight arrows. He's only got 60 of them, though. So we'll give those to Hamlin. An infantry barbet. Okay. Leather hunting gloves. Buy those for him. Let's buy that metal coif for me. And I feel like we should buy that for you. You don't have any bows. Oh, there's a lantern. Let's buy that for you, just in case we want to do any drying and stuff, because the lanterns are useful for that. They don't get used up like what's her names do. Oh, there was a chain skull cap as well. I should have got that. There's a helmet. I didn't notice it. I don't think we've really got anything that we want to sell at the moment. No. Oh, there's the sapphire ring. Let's hope nothing bad comes from selling that. Alright, you have those gloves, get those arrows in there. That dagger is going to be your backup weapon.
Yes.
No, there's nowhere to put that.
I'm listening.
There might be. You can have a helmet. And I'll have a coif.
I'm always ready.
What do you have in the way of weapon skills? Just rods and staves. Probably should get you a sling, actually. That I should give you my sling.
Yeah?
To be entirely honest, I shouldn't bother.
What do you wish of me?
And that way I can get you slinging from a distance. That might be a good idea. Okay, let's leave here. We're going to go back into the other part. Yes, so the lantern can be used when drying things rather than the candles that we've got. In fact, I'll give the candles to her. She can use those up eventually as well.
I'll do it.
We're going to go back into the other part of the city because there is some other places there that I think might have weapons. And then we might go and look at the other part of the city as well. And we'll come back to here. So the market street, there was a few different stalls in there. I want to see if we can find a bow. And I'm looking to see actually if there's short bows and long bows or anything like that. Because if there's a long bow, I'll take it for me. And I'll give my short bow to Hamlin. Otherwise, we'll just buy him a short bow. And so what do we got? There's Bullen's Wares there, Eldon's Fabrics, Ilo's Curios, Gavin the Good, Tolbard's Anvil. I'm pretty sure Tolbard's Anvil is going to be what we want, but we might go around this way. So we'll go to this one, this one, this one, this one, and then this one. That way we know that if, you know, Tolbard's Anvil is really the one we want to have a look at. We can have a look at that in the end. Ooh, this place is interesting. I don't know who all these people are, but there's some dwarves, and there should be like a plaque or something here that you can read that explains what this little area here is. Because there's not even an indicator on the map there as to what it is. Oh. Nice day, Constable.
Can I help you?
Very troubled dwarf. Would you be willing to help me? Someone's life may depend on it. What do you need done? I need someone to rescue my dear Magnhild. Alfdok's gang is a menace to all Ilselbright. Someone needs to slap them down hard enough they'll never get up. By the by, poor Mag was carrying some of my merchandise when she was taken. Naturally, her life is what I value most, but losing those goods would be almost equally dire. Sure, I'll see what I can do. Thank you very much. It all happened in Greybark Square, just outside the southern edge of the cemetery. I saw when they cornered her and immediately ran back here to safety. I meant to get help. Okay.
Greetings.
I'd like to take a look at your stock. Here you go, sir. Okay, what's so different about a captain's longsword? Inspired on hit. Well, hey. Sorry, not going to use it. Covert dagger. Don't know what the big deal about that is. More flight arrows. I feel like I should be buying more arrows. Gambler's garb of covetousness. Let's buy another 60 arrows. Guard captain's halberd. Range 1.3. What is the range of, like, the longsword? Still 1.3. Okay, so halberds don't have reach. You can't use them to attack someone on the other side of one of your companions or something like that. I was hoping you could, but no. No, definitely not. You have the keen. Is that it? No, come on. What else have we got? Royal Guard sword. It's a short sword. Okay. Summoner's earrings. Summons a boar 2 times per day. I almost want to take that for my ranger. Ring of defending. But we're here. Ooh, whistling emissary 205. It is a longbow. Its attack time is 4 seconds, but its range is 16. It crits 4%. And it has 15% aim accuracy. Wow. I'm not going to buy it yet, but I know it's here now, so I might come back and get it if I don't see anything else. It's only 205, which, I don't know, that doesn't seem like a lot to me. Prisoner's stiletto? Freezing on a hit? Man, he's got some interesting stuff there. Alright, I'm going to take one lot of those arrows, and I'm going to give the other lot to Hamlin, so that he is... Can I get 60 arrows in a lot? You can't. Okay. That's cool. That's fine. How are you doing, Hamlin, for armor then? You've got light leather armor, you've got boots, and you've got gloves. You just don't have a helmet at all. Or a belt or anything like that, but that's fine. You're doing good. Okay, let's try these other shops. But that bow sounded very nice.
I'll do it.
I like the sound of that one. This probably isn't going to have much that we want, because I think this is going to be mostly... Well, yeah, I do want to buy a bow, because my team is one short. I just want to see what other bows there might be available, because I don't want to spend gold buying that bow and then going somewhere else and finding something even better, is basically the problem.
I'll do it.
Yes?
Why do you think you won't be around much? So she's not going to be around much longer and she wants some help. Why do you think you won't be around much longer? Wealthy merchants the like of Moran down the street are shoving their way into every business there is in Islebreak these days. Clothing and fabrics are no exception. They don't know much about the art really, but they can make more and sell it cheaper than I can. Their works look painfully similar to what we make here as well, so they come into fashion right away. I cannot compete with these conditions unless I come up with something clever, which I did, and that's where you come in. What do you need me to do? I need you to bring me a handful of sky bloom petals, that is all. Now that I think of it, I think I've seen them grow near an elven village just north of Blue Lake. Okay, if you do this for me, I'll reward you with one of my greatest handcrafted dresses, as well as 400 gold for your trouble.
Can I help you?
Can I take a look at your work? Browse to your liking. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff here. Vestments of the Prodigy. Doesn't scrolls. Yeah, that's everything. It's just those items there. All right. Got another quest. So we're getting lots and lots of little side quests at the moment, which I'm fine with, I suppose. We've got to come down here and go up these stairs. What's in there? That's more bruise root. I don't know that I really want that, but... Would you be interested in a fruitful job opportunity for the famous Ilios Curio? A little help with my project would go a long way for both of us. All you need to do is take a little trip outside the city to bring me what I need. What is it you need me to collect? Single piece of blood foam stone. I've already gathered the other ingredients for my project. Yes, perfect. Bring me a piece of blood foam stone. We find it inside older undead bodies, ones that have rested undisturbed for a long period of time. Your work, I offer you the fund of 400 gold. Fine. What else do you have?
What do you need?
That is a spell. Yes, that's a scroll. Dancing Squirrel Cane. Duration of movement, impaired effects. 50% reduced duration of movement, impairing effects. Interesting. Entangle, healing mist, infusion of berry juice. Lots of potions. This is the place to come if I want potions by the looks of it. Okay. Head out. So, Gavin the Good is where we want to go.
I'll do it.
I think he mostly sells food by the looks of it. And drink.
Yes.
Oh, is that the Gavin? Yes, it is. It's Gavin again. Show me what you have, Gavin. With pleasure. He's mostly selling potions. That's all he's selling is potions at the moment. No, it's not. You have to... Oh, I wonder if I had to click all on some of the other ones as well. I sold you half of that. He does have a lot more flight arrows. And he has that maple short bow that we sold. But let's see if there's anything better at other places. Because he's not going to have any better than that. Because that's all the stuff, mostly stuff we sold to him earlier. So, over to Tollbards. Oh, it's getting dark already. Wow, I think the shop will probably be closed by the time we get there. We might have to spend another night. Not any... Well, yes and no. We have... 1, 2, 3. We have 4 time zones in Australia. We're weird. I saw someone, can't even remember what it was, but someone had a video talking about it the other day. I'm on the East Coast. East Coast is all one time zone. Then we have the centre of the central area, which has got Northern Territory and South Australia in it. They have 2 separate time zones. South Australia is half an hour behind the East Coast. Northern Territory is an hour behind the East Coast. And then Western Australia is 3 or 4 hours behind the East Coast. I can't remember which it is. But on top of that, some states have daylight savings and some don't. So I'm on the northernmost state on the East Coast. I have no daylight savings. But the New South Wales and Victoria, the states below us, they do have daylight savings. And in fact, the really weird thing is that I'm in Brisbane, the capital city, and it is really close to the southern border of Queensland. Like less than an hour away from where I am, or about an hour from where I am, I can go across the border and be in New South Wales. So there are a lot of people that have real problems in the greater Brisbane area, because some of them might work or do business with companies that are just over the border, and the time zones do change for them, but they don't change for us. And even like I work in IT, we have clients, some of who are in Queensland, some of them who are in New South Wales and other states, and we have to make sure that, you know, time zones and everything work for everybody. So yeah, it's a pain in the butt. Short answer, I don't. Others in Australia do have to have daylight savings. And it's a silly, silly thing.
Yeah.
Hello, adventure. I'm Tolbard. Hello, I'm Tony. So, what'll it be? Can I see your wares? Arrow of the Hunt. 1 to 7 damage. I shouldn't have spent all... He's only got 15 of them, though. Shouldn't have spent all that money. I will buy them. What else have you got? Defender of the Dreaming Timber. Oh, God. What a name. Fire arrows. He's got 30 fire arrows. No, he has... No, he does have 30 fire arrows. And they are super cheap. Plate armor. 714. It's a bit more than I want to pay right now for plate armor. Splint mail. Woodsman's hunting bow. 3.5 second attack time, 10 range, crit chance 1. That's it. That's the best bow you've got. Compared to my bow, it just weighs more. That's it. Doesn't do more damage, just weighs more. Well, of course it doesn't do more damage, but it doesn't have increased range, it doesn't have shorter attack time or anything like that. I'm buying that other bow from the other place. I wish I could see people's inventory from here, because I can't remember what Hellengar is wearing. Okay, he doesn't have gauntlets yet. I should buy him those gauntlets. That is about it. Unless there's a better shield. So, let's just...
What?
So, yeah, Hellengar. So you've already got a cuirass. That's the same. The chain halberd is worse. Against slashing. No, it's better at slashing, but it's worse at stabbing, pulse, heat, and cold. It has better dodge chance. There is the Knight's Half Plate, which is just almost all round better, except for dodging. Then there's plate armor, which is even more expensive again, but there are plate gauntlets, which he doesn't have. They're a little expensive, but we'll get them. What is the splint mail like? I almost feel like the splint mail would be better for him than the cuirass, really. There's no better shields. The shield that he's got is the best one we've seen. Well, the best one here, except for the colourful kite shield. That's probably better, isn't it? It's a large shield, though. Not that it makes a huge difference. It's just a couple of points better all round. We'll stick with what we've got for the moment. Okay. So let's just
I'm listening.
There you go. You're pretty well set up. So let's go back to the other place and get that other bow. I'm not sure if this place is still going to be open when we get there, but we'll try it. If not, we'll go and rest and then come back in the morning and buy the bow. But man, the daytime really scrolls past quick here. So all we've done is shop today. We went to one other part of the city and came back, and maybe it takes you an hour or so to switch between regions. I don't know, but that was weird. Where are my guys? There they are. Is your shop going to be open at all? No, it's locked. I thought so. Back to the Crooked Haggler. Sleep for the night.
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
Yes?
Time. 8th hour.
I'll do it.
Better want to do it. I just told you to. I'll do it. I think the only thing we need in this party now is a cleric of some sort. We need a healer.
I'll do it.
Welcome to Isselbride.
That seems a pretty powerful option. I might buy that too. Can't wear the Brigandine. Tempted to buy that. Even the hardened leather actually I think is better than what he's got. But I'm tempted to buy that. Maybe later. Let's just set things up now. So I'm going to use that. And I think I might give that Ring of Defending to Hamlin. To Helg, sorry. Arrows of the Hunt and fire arrows. You need that.
I'm listening.
So you can wear that.
Yes.
You're all good. You've got a dagger as backup in case you really need it. You've got your bow now. I think the other thing I don't know if I set up in the party, in the behaviors, what he is supposed to do. Hamlin, you're going to be aggressive. Potions you can use. You are... No, not support. Damage dealer. And there we go.
Yeah? I'll do it.
What I want to do is just come over here. Ooh, what is that? building is that? Great Baths. Oh, no, don't want to go there. Let's just exit over here and go to the Castle District. I don't know if this is going to be where the record hall or whatever, you know, the library, whatever it is that we're going to go. But I'm just sort of thinking that my brain is going, you know, we've done this pretty straight progression. We followed the main quest line, and we've picked up 3 companions already. If there's going to be a 4th companion, and I know there's about 7 or 8 companions available, but if there's going to be another companion soon, I would think that they're probably going to be by following the main quest line. Enter the Hall of Records in the Castle District. The Royal Palace, Embassy of the Eastern Empire, Embassy of the Northern Realm, Embassy of the Zeta Suda, Hall of Records. Yeah, his mansion.
I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see if we're going to find someone really soon. I mean, it is getting to the point where I'm going to have to stop the stream soon, but if I can get that last party member, as I said, at the moment, there's only one thing I'm missing, and that's a cleric, someone to heal. Okay, should have read all of that, but basically the guards were trying to stop me from going in because I was blocking the way of Lady Bajala, and she said, oh, they're friends of mine. So she's obviously very, very well known here. Bunch of scribes.
I'll do it.
There's a record keeper. Lady, it's good to see you. New record keeper, I know you're a busy man, so I'll get right to it. My friend Tony needs information about a certain nobleman. I know if anyone can help us, it's you. Very flattering and also correct, sir. What do you wish to know? What is the fate of Lord Esperon? Dead, I'm afraid. Killed in a raid on his estates just as the war erupted. What happened to the estate? Sacked by Darren Guild, the savages. The king's scouts reported no survivors, and worse, some dangerous creatures have decided to make it their den. The crown cannot spare the manpower to clean them out, so I suppose it shall fall to the heir or heirs who claimed the estate after Lord Espen's demise. The disposition of the Espen estate is, of course, confidential. I'm legally bound to discuss that topic with no one who isn't directly concerned. That is to say, blood relatives only. I only discovered after his death that Lord Espen was my father. Well, that is interesting. Espen did have a heir, a son named Aldenar, but there is no way for Aldenar to claim the legacy since he quite decisively turned traitor to the crown. The matter for the patricide makes him doubly damned on that account. My sympathies for your loss, by the way. Thank you. Can you help me claim my title? Did Lord Espen never recognize you as his son when he lived? No. No matter. We have a record of every noble title and line and knighthood in Ismerald right here in this building going back centuries. I merely need to locate the correct document confirming your claim. Shouldn't take more than an hour, providing I don't get turned around in the stacks. Make yourself comfortable. Perhaps you'd like to peruse this treatise on the correlation of grain supplies with the number of offspring in noble houses. I almost wonder if he is going to bring guards back and arrest me or something. Oh my, oh my. Record keeper, are you ill? I feel dreadful, my dear. Oh, yes, I do. It's all quite troubling, very troubling. What did you find? What did I find? It's what I did not find that is so vexing. There is no record of Tony's birth at all. Oh no. Isn't it frightful? I don't recall that I've ever searched for such a record and found an error like this. This whole house rests on the concept of complete genealogy of noble lineage, from the highest of the high, His Majesty, to the lowest count. What does that mean to me? Yes. Let me set this aside, this blow to my life's work, to my very being. Yes. Let's put this down and return to your very urgent request. If you wish to claim the title and estates of Lord Esperin, you must find documented proof of your lineage. If no such proof is available here, it must be found on the estate or nowhere. Return to me with the correct documentation. I'll see you recognised as Lord Esperin's son and heir. World greed grew by 75? What the hell? Why did that happen? I didn't do anything to grow world greed. I mean, I know it's world greed, so that's not necessarily my fault. We're up to 180. All right. Travel to Esperin Estate. Is that going to show me on the map where Esperin Estate is now? Oh, there. Man, she teleported me from there all the way to there. And she rescued me. All right.
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
Hello?
Hey, you come here.
I'll do it.
Lord Alfred.
Hello?
What do you want? Come over here. I seem to have forgotten my scroll of invitation in the Hall of Records. A very important meeting shorting in the Royal Palace. I can't just barge in without it. Can I make yourself useful? Go fetch it for me. What? I sort of feel like saying, why? I'm not your servant. But fine.
I'll do it.
How do I get out of this? Okay. So Scroll of invitation. There we go.
I'll go wherever I'm needed.
That was lucky finding it that quickly.
There
you go. Party reputation increased by 1, even though he's a bit of a jerk.
I'll do it.
All right. There's so much stuff we could do here. But I think I'm going to leave the stream here. I don't feel like it's any better or worse playing as a ranger than it was as a winter mage, but you know, we have access to another mage in the party pretty early. So I feel like it's a reasonable option. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if we're ready to go out to the estate just yet. I feel like that might be a little bit much. So we might do a couple of things around the city first before we head out. But that's going to have to be in the next episode. So thank you for joining me for this, and I will see you later. Bye now.